Hey guys, this is Brad from Dallas Geek, and I'm here today with
Thomas Grooms.
And we're here talking about your two current books about the collapse of Russia. So they are, as you were saying, historical nonfiction. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the books? What exactly what subjects do they cover about Russia? And as you said, the fall of the Russian, is it government, society, economy, all the above?
Yeah, it started on November 9th, 1989 with the collapse of the Berlin Wall.
Okay.
When it fell, Gorbachev was in power as president of Russia. Russia starting unraveling.
Okay.
Everything was exposed. The country began collapse and continued to its death of December 1998. Russia needed and asked for our help, and they wanted the American incubator system. I was selected by Washington for the 5-person team that was sent to Russia. My job was to help restart their national economy. I was the only academic on the team, and I took a book on strategy, entrepreneurship, business, things I had taught over the years. Probably a quarter to a third of all my former students are now millionaires because of it.
Okay.
And these are the lessons I took. The first book in the 3-book series came out a year ago, and it explains what I saw, the story, what I experienced from the time I left Dallas till I returned. While I was there, we were government escorted. We made history. We were the first Americans in 6 closed cities. We were the first Americans in a Russian Orthodox church built in 1850.
Wow.
We had dinner with the bishop of the Russian Orthodox Church. We were on TV, radio. It was a pretty big deal.
Sure.
But no one has ever told the American public what really happened. No one is aware of the severity. In 1998, when we were there, life expectancy had dropped to 45 years of age. We look at accumulative deaths from 1989 till 1998 when we were there, which cumulatively are greater than World War I, World War II, and the Stalin era.
Wow.
No one's aware of these factors, what happened. After we left, for 4 months, the entire country of Russia was exposed. And I'm sure you've heard about sales of military armaments and so forth. There was basically no military, no police, no government, and the entire country was open and exposed. Comes Vladimir Putin as president, and the first thing he did was to dispose the hardline communists. He started implementing socialist capitalism, which continued to advance to von Mises economics and closer to pure capitalism over the years. Because of that, and I'd like to, hopefully some of our work contributed in January of 2017, Russia was the only country in the world 100% debt-free.
Wow.
You would never hear that in the United States. Since that time, they've issued millions of dollars in bonds under a new program.
Sure.
And it's been very successful. And this is why Russia is so strong economically today. So in the first book, if a person were to read it, they would know more. The origin of Russia, the people, the country, what happened, than any books ever been written on Russia.
Wow.
And understanding Russia.
So this first book covers exactly what time span?
It covers, well, I provide the background in history. But I bring it all the way through the collapse of 1989 through 1998. But the book, I was there, I'm not a photographer, I just snap pictures. So the book itself is colored pictures.
Okay.
And I've written the story about what happened, what I saw, what I experienced, from the time I left to the time I returned.
Which was about what span
It
of
was
time?
during December of 1998.
Okay.
Which was the death. At that time, you had retirees who would receive equivalent of approximately maybe $6 per month. On October 17, 1998, the Russian ruble collapsed, their stock market collapsed. It was equivalent to 1929, what we experienced in the United States and Europe.
Oh, wow.
During the Great Depression.
Sure.
And it continued to get worse. Well, the elderly and people in retirement did not receive a pension check since October.
Wow.
So the situation was dire.
Sure.
And a lot of the stories I think are extremely interesting. And it is nothing like being portrayed about Russia.
Okay. So then what is this second book about?
The second book is about business.
Okay.
They wanted the American Incubator program, and this is why the team was put together. My job was to bring into the incubator program lessons of entrepreneurship. I brought in my program, which is Test and Proven, how to start a new business in 10 weeks.
Okay.
Assignments every single day for 10 weeks to launch successfully a new business.
Okay.
And many of the things in my lectures or speaking engagements that I have, I include in this book. So it's primarily based on business lessons, business tactics, things of that nature. And it also, which I put in with the history, my participation, colored pictures.
You said The Collapse of Russia and My Mission in Russia are the first two books in a three-book series. So is the third book already out, or is it coming out?
The research, my notes are put together.
Got it.
And after the conference this weekend, I will start editing and writing that book,
Okay.
which will be out hopefully in the next few months.
Okay. So what is that going to be about?
It's going to be based more on culture. I'm going to start chapter 1 with my experience with the Russian Orthodox Church
Interesting.
and what happened. And it will include a chapter on the Russian education system,
Okay.
which many people are not aware of how excellent it is.
Okay.
And this chapter will be dedicated to Irina, who was our interpreter while we were there,
Sure.
who later, since '98, and I've been back, Irina earned her doctorate and is teaching now Russian.
Oh wow.
She's
Okay.
fluent in Russian and English, of course. And one of the chapters, which I purchased some artwork from Svetlana, which is one of their national writers and artists in Russia, and that chapter will be dedicated to her. So it will be how to do business in Russia today,
Okay.
conduct business, and the other chapters will be around the culture of Russia.
Very nice. So it does seem very much like the whole modern culture of Russia has had a big influence on you, and the modern history of it has really affected you in a fairly profound way. This is really cool. So, out of curiosity, is Russia the kind of thing that you are wanting to continue your literary career focusing on? Because I'm sure there's so much that can be delved into. Or is this specifically for this series that you just wanted to be able to shine some a specific light on a subject that wasn't as well evenly covered?
That's a fair question. People want to know about Russia. And 99.9% of the people in this country, I would guess, might not know much of anything except what they've heard or headlines about Russia. The Russian people are much like us. They put on their pants one leg at a time. They want a good lifestyle. They want good things for their families, and so forth. I'm only writing the 3-book series to tell of my experience, what I saw. The importance of this particular work is, I felt 2 things. One, it needs to be documented, which has not been done, not to this extent, and in detail and data. And number 2, I think it's an important story to be remembered because, again, one of the main missions which I had was to help restart the national economy. And in this, I explained the missions for every country in the world. If they followed these lessons, they should never have a country collapse or depression. 2, other than economic and marketing cycles, to a depth of the 1929 depression or 1998 experience in Russia.
Very nice. Well, Thomas, thank you so much for spending some time introducing your books to our audience. And if any of you are interested in checking out his books, the link to them will be down in the description. So until next time, this is Brad from Geek saying, see ya.